So good to see. But here is that circuit, and boy, I tell you, having been lucky enough to ride one or two Suzuka 8 hours around this track, it is definitely one of the hardest tracks to learn. It's one of the hardest tracks to ride. It's physical, the humidity here. All the corners are blind, and can you count? Look at all the corners, there's 18 of them. No wonder it's so hard to get a perfect lap around this this track, Barry. It really is. On that 3D graphic, it almost looks like a plate of spaghetti, doesn't it? It's so confusing. And having done only one lap myself around it in the track inspection car, having watched YouTube, I kind of knew where I was, but it was just a fantastic motor race track, and a place that if it's not on your bucket list, put it on there now and make a plan to come here. It's an amazing place. So just to recap, we're coming into this race with the contenders. The number 1 and number 2 in the championship are tied on 86 points, if you can believe that. Probably McLaren the unluckiest with 2 mechanical DNFs so far this year. Andy Fadley has just had 1 mistake, and that was in race 2 at round 2, where he had a DNF. But no problems for them this weekend so far. Yeah, Muklada had an engine break in race 1 at Sepang, and she had a puncture. She picked up That's correct. She picked up a screw in the tyre at Buriram on just after turn 3. She didn't seem too disappointed with that, though, because I think that she knew that she was you know, she was okay. Is that Akiyoshi at the back of the field there? That could be the number 37. I'm pretty sure that Race Direction would give him a start, given that he is as quick as pretty much anyone else out here. And there's the fastest man we saw this morning. That was a real epic battle between him and Andy Fadley and Irfan Ardiancia, who looked really good for Astra Honda. He was the best of their 3 riders. Yeah, it was good to see Irfan Ardiancia pick his game up somewhat. He really did do a good job out there. He's, you know, his teammate Lucky Hindrasai has already had a win this year. He's been on the podium last time out in the Chang International Raceway, so he is making his way forward in this championship. And you know, I guess with that comes the confidence. And you know, a rider with confidence is somebody that's fast. So absolutely, definitely going to be one to watch out there, I reckon. But what about Akiyoshi? We've seen in the 150s how the riders can come through. Is it possible to come from the back of the grid? More difficult in this class because there's less slipstreaming. You probably will get a little breakaway group at the front at some stage. It's going to be really difficult for him, but it's going to be fascinating to watch what he can do from all the way back there in whatever it is, 33rd position. Another man that needs to do a good job this weekend, who's way down the field in 15th, is Tachikorn Busarai, but he's down in 15th, so work to do. But let's head down to the grid now and hear with Wei Ling. She's with some of our riders.
All right, thank you, Steve and Barry. I'm down here on the 250cc grid with the front row, and of course we have Rafi Topan Sucipto sitting here in P1. Topan, your first podium this season, and of course this year you are riding a Honda. How are you adjusting to everything?
Yes, I am first time ride Honda, and I just think I will do my best. And then for this week, I am very happy I can get the qualifying number 1. I hope can get the podium. Please pray for me. Forget champion. And thank you for all the sponsor, Mr. Rudy, Mr. Edi Purnomo, Mr. Tinton, and Mr. Edi Prastio, and from Federation IMI DKI, thank you. And my family and my wife, thank you always.
All right, thank you so much, Topan. Good luck for your very first race. And starting alongside Rafi Topan is the rider who's tied in first place with Muklada. We have Andi Muhammad Fadli. So Fadli, you've been showing impressive lap times yesterday and today, starting from the middle of the grid. You have a lot of experience racing here at Suzuka Circuit. So how are you going to tackle race 1?
Yeah, of course, for this race, I want to be a win. For make a perfect my championship leader, and yeah, I will do my best.
for this race.
All right, good luck, Fadli. And completing the front row from Astra Honda Racing Team is Irfan Adriansha. So Irfan, this is your 4th round in the 250cc class, and you are looking more and more comfortable on the Honda CBR 250RR. So how are you dealing with this season and now starting on the front row?
So happy after the 3rd round in Thailand because I get good feeling with 250. And here in Japan, actually from Friday, I start with good result. But this race I think will be tough because Kawasaki have one more step. But for sure I will try to be on the podium.
All right, thank you so much, Irfan. Good luck for first race. And I'm going to send it back to Steve and Barry in the studio.
Thank you, Wheeling, for that. Always good to hear from the front row of the grid down there. Andy Fadley sounding very confident. Rafid Topan, of course, he wants us all to pray for him that he gets a good race result, and we will, of course. But I tell you what, he doesn't need any luck because he is absolutely on fire at the moment, as is this man, Ferozi. What a good result for him.
Yeah, terrific qualifying performance by him. He of course is the fastest Yamaha. And how about this guy Nazarul? Is that he's on his first visit here, and he managed to put himself in the middle of the 2nd row, which is a terrific qualifying performance from him.
Yeah, it's not the easiest track in the world to learn, that is for sure, especially when he's put himself in front of some talent like this. I mean, Saraput Maklada back down in 6th. I don't think she's going to let that worry her too much. But you said that you saw her. She's still got that strapping on her wrist from when she broke it a year ago. Is that going to affect her here?
She says not. There must be something that she needs to look after with that. I think they've adjusted the bike a little bit because she's got restricted movement since the break. It was a really complex fracture, but she's not thinking about that.
Of course, Lucky Hendren Saya has already had a win this year. He starts from the 3rd row of the grid. Owen Sanjaya there, just putting himself and getting himself ready in position. He's the last of the Astra Hondas on the grid.
Yeah, and indeed the only Astra Honda rider this season who was racing last season.
True.
222, Ray Ratakori, always one to watch out for.
Yeah, you can never tell what he's going to do, Ray Ratakori. He's definitely a rider that can get on the podium, although he hasn't had one this year yet, so he'll be looking forward to that.
And Muzakir Mohammed, number 92, and I would say all 3 of those 1XOX riders we've just seen, they've all got this kind of dark horse thing about them.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. There we go, one of the wild cards. Of course, Nobutaro Sakaki. So good to see these. There's quite a few wild cards in this. There's Tachikorn, of course. He's that's Piawat Patumas. He's in 12th position on the number 188 AP Racing Thailand machine.
Yeah, bit of a quiet weekend so far for him, but let's see what he can do. And I know just behind him is the Idemitsu Honda Racing India machine of Setu Rajiv.
Tell me why Tachikorn's back so far, do you think?
I'm not sure. He hasn't really shown this weekend. I was going to go and ask him in the pit yesterday, but he had a crash in FP3, and he was in the medical centre, so I didn't get to talk to him. Yeah, well, maybe that's got something to do with it, because, I mean, he won a race last time out, which is absolutely fantastic. This time, starting from 15th. So work to do for him as we are about to head off on the warm-up lap of this 8-lap race. And I tell you what, this is going to be absolutely nail-biting. It's going to be thrilling. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be hard to pick a winner as we look at the starting grid for race 1 here in Suzuka. Of course, it is Rafid Topan on the 911 who starts from pole. Andy Mohammed Fadli second. Irfan Adnsaya in third. Fourth is Mohammed Ferozi Turkila. In fifth is Nazrul is at 6. Muklada Sarapuch, of course, she is one to watch. Definitely one of the faster riders out there. Lucky Hendren Sire in 7th. 8th is Awan Sanjaya looking to move in front of his teammates. Reynaldo Ratakuri, we talked about him, hasn't had a podium, needs one this year. Mizuka Mohammed in 7th. 13th is the Idemitsu Rajiv Setu Yuta Kasaki from Japan, of course, one of the wild cards. Tachikorn down in 15th position. 16th is Mohammed Azul Hikmam
Angie Setiwan in 17th. 18th, another wild card there as well. And the wild cards come thick and thin through 19th and 20th. Atu Tanimoto and Tomita in 19th and 20th. 21st is Sutipat Pachigron and Cheryl Yuzi in 22nd. 23rd is Sawapol Nilapong. 25th, of course, another couple of wild cards in 25th and 6th with Goto and Nakahara in 26th and 27th. Of course, is Stuart Johnson, Lu Junmi in 28th, and Hazik Zamari in 29th, and Aiki Ayoshi, who has been allowed to start in 30th position. Now that, to me, is the big news of this race. He has got a lot of work to do. We know that he's capable of winning his first year in the championship. He's had 2 podiums already. The question is can he make his way through the field in 8 laps from 30th to a podium position? He sits in the championship in 3rd position. A lot of work to be done. It's not going to be easy, especially when his teammate, Andy Mohammed Fadli, has showed so much speed and starts from the front row of the grid.
Yeah, I honestly think that Ayoshi is going to be struggling to get close to the front because he's got so much work to do, by which time the very quick guys at the front, say the guys from the first 2 rows, will be a little too far ahead.
The positives he's got is if there is a track that he's done a lot of laps around, it has to be this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's strong-minded. He's quite a disciplined rider, so hopefully he'll stay out of trouble as he makes his way through. And the other rider to watch out for that should be coming through from an unusually lowly starting position is Tachakorn Busari for AP Honda Racing Thailand.
Yeah, absolutely. He starts in 15th position. But the story of this race is, of course, Andy Mohammed Fadli and Maklada Sarapooch. They've tied on points. They've both got 86 points. Who can break the stalemate? It's going to happen in this race. Maklada hopes it's her, but Andy Fadli, we heard him say he wants to make this one count. He wants to make a decisive break in the championship. But hey, do you reckon guys like Rafford Tope and Superto are going to care about that? I don't think so.
Absolutely not. Well, they'll care about it to the extent that it motivates them to beat him.
Absolutely. Rafford Topan is only thinking about one thing, and that is victory. And he has showed the speed, riding the Honda for the first time, and the pace to do that.
Yeah. And as the last bikes line up, Steve, just a reminder that the rev limiter, the rev limits have been applied, 500 RPM to Fadli, Muklada, and Aiki Yoshi.
As the red flag leaves the field, we are in the starters' hands now. Keep an eye on those lights at the top of your screen. When they go out, the race will be underway, and they are off. And oh, that was a bad start there, but it is Rafford Topan who gets a good start, along with Andy Fadli as well. Good for him. Irfan Arnsaya has dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, look at the power of that Kawasaki, Andy Fadli's Kawasaki. Despite the 500 rev limit cut, he managed to out-drag the Honda of Topan into turn 1.
If there was ever a track where you didn't need a lot of horsepower, it is this one, especially through the first half of the circuit. You can just see the bikes are always on the side of the tyre, so you need a bike that handles and has good grip. They're the main things that you need, especially for the first 2/3 of this Suzuka circuit. But it is, of course, Andy Mohammed Fadli who leads the way at the moment, and he's got a pretty decisive break already. There's Maklada, one of the AP Thailand Hondas up there, and both of them are up there, in fact.
Yeah, so let's just take a look now.
As they head down the hill, it's a big group of riders, 34 riders entered this weekend, the biggest field of the bunch, with a lot of wild cards, as we saw, as they head under brakes there. And it's Rafford Topan who's holding off 2nd position at the moment, with Irfan Arnsaya in 3rd position.
Yeah. Fadli's got a bit of a lead there. Let's see what happens when they get onto the back straight, kind of scale extric overpass.
I mean, Fadli is absolutely, he's nailing this first lap. He's doing everything right. Let's just hope for his sake that he's not pushing too hard, but he's got quite a break, and it looks like it is Irfan Arnsaya who's moved in front of Rafford Topan. Let's have another look at the restart there. That looks like the ARRC didn't have the best of starts there, just with the front wheel launching skywards. A lot of work to do for him, but he has made his way forward. Just another look there, you can just see him bobbling off the start line, lost a lot of places, so bit of work to be done for him. No sign of Akiyoshi there, or that could be him just...
it's him moving up just from the back, making up 5 places or so.
Yep, off the start line. Well, that's always pretty handy. But I'll tell you what's handy. Look at the lead that this guy's got after 1 lap. That's going on to about over a second, I reckon. Yeah,
and Topan's a little way clear just behind him.
Yeah, where is Rd4 Topan? Rd4 Topan has gone back through the pack.
Lucky has come up from, I think, P12 on the grid.
Yeah, Lucky Hendricks, he got a good start, and it's what he needed to do. What about Tachikorn? He's still back down, so perhaps he is carrying an injury from that big crash he had yesterday. But
looks like Topan has slipped down into about 8th position.
Yeah, Topan is, there he is there. So obviously got slipstreamed by a few bikes at one point. But Muklada now finds her way up in the podium, getting positions.
Yeah, she looked strong all the way through, free practice yesterday, and qualifying today she was good.
But you want to know how good that first lap was for Andy Fadley. He got 2 seconds on the field in the first flying lap. That is an incredible first lap by Andy Fadley. I haven't seen anything like that in this class ever before.
No, absolutely. That was quite amazing. And we've got Topan now. Where is he? He's in 8th.
Ray Ratakuri's up there too. Yeah, look at that gap now. He's not even in the same screen as everybody else. Of course, Lucky Hendricks sits up there, but Andy Fadley exactly where he wants to be. It's going to be hard to pull him back from here already.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Lucky in terms of being at the front since the opening round, really, at Sepang. But now he's making his mark. He had a pretty poor qualifying performance.
A little bit wide there, but he has time to look over his shoulder, and he gets a look at the AP Honda Racing Thailand machine of Muklada Sarapuk. So he knows now that he's going to have a fight on his hands, and of course that team, the AP Thailand team, moving to Olands this year, and you've got to say that it seems to have made a big difference to their performance on track.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Up the inside goes Muklada.
Ooh. Yeah.
And she pulls it off.
She
nice
didn't
move.
leave anything behind with that, did she?
No, that was a last lap manoeuvre, but she's doing it on basically the first lap. So Muklada doesn't want to let Andy Fadley get away. Remember, Muklada equal in the championship, and now she moves up into 2nd position. So 25 points for first, 20 for second, which means that Fadley will have a 5-point lead if it was to finish this way.
Yeah. Lucky just pulled ahead of her as they went down the straight there. So yeah, Lucky's back in front of her. Irfan just behind that. As the Kawasaki boys look on. Yeah,
they're looking pretty pensive in there at the moment. They're just wondering, is Andy Mohamed Fadley pushing that little bit too hard? But doesn't seem to be. So Fadley well out front. Meanwhile, Rd4 Topan is falling back down the pack. He's back down into 7th position now.
Yeah, he's 7th. Something went wrong on that first lap. He was looking like he was going to clear off in 2nd at one point, but now he's back in the, you could call it the 2nd group, I guess, because Fadley's in a group of 1 on his own at the front.
Well, Muklada's got herself in an Astra Honda sandwich at the moment on her AP Thailand racing machine. Not where she wants to be. She tries to dive up the inside. Can't do it at the hairpin.
Yeah, Lucky will be feeling her presence, no doubt. Irfan tries to do something about it.
Great move there by Irfan.
Yeah, he got out of that hairpin really well, didn't he?
He did. Well, Muklada got balked a little bit. Irfan got on the gas, tucked himself in. We heard him say on the grid that his confidence is growing. And boy, with a move like that. But Muklada, we know how aggressive she can be. And up the inside she goes as easy as you like. She runs wide, though. Irfan decides not to strike back.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle here. We haven't seen race leader Fadley for a while.
No, Fadley is way up the road at the moment. He's just, his fastest lap, 2:28.8, is 0.5.6. He's 3 seconds in front of the field. He is demolishing them here in Suzuka at the moment. Ray Radicori's up there too. Good to see him on his machine. The number 222 machine, of course, 1XOXT double KR SAG racing team. Put a lot of effort into their racing in all classes in this Asia Racing Championship.
Yeah, they should have. They got huge garage spaces. Was it triple or maybe quadruple garage?
Well, yeah, they've got, I can't even count how many entries they've got. I think it's something like 16 across all classes, so good to see. But meanwhile, that lead looks pretty comfortable out front, but you wouldn't want to be dicing in the pack behind them. 3.5 seconds now from the first position, Andy Mohammed Fadley back to McLarder.
Yeah, I think that's Owen Sanjay on the Astra Honda who's moved into the front there.
Well, I think Owen Sanjay needs to do something, doesn't he? Because he had second year in the team, supposedly meant to be the lead rider, but he always seems to be overshadowed lately.
Yeah, he has been. So he had a good race here last year. He couldn't touch the race winner. This was an Astra Honda story last year at Suzuka in the AP 250, but different today.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Super Mario last year on the Astra Honda was a phenomenal rider, so he was doing a good job. You know, but the Astra Honda team last year had some pretty spectacular riders.
Yeah, but they move them on, and the new guys come through, and the new guys that have come in this year are doing really well, as we can see in this front group.
From memory last year, I mean, Reza Danica in the Astra Honda team was very difficult to beat, won quite a few races.
Yeah, he was totally in a class of his own last year.
Yeah, he demolished the championship, so definitely a contender of the bike, the Astra Racing Honda.
No question about that. Just talking about comparisons, suspension is a pretty important component. The Astra Hondas run Showa, and the AP Honda, the time machines, run Öhlins as from the start of this year.
Well, not too much wrong with the Showa suspension at the moment, because it is leading the Öhlins, but I think in the end it's going to come down to the setup and the riders, isn't it? I'll have whatever, man. I'll have whatever Andy Fadley's got.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's on Showa.
As they head down that back straight, not much of a straight though. As you can see, the riders just having a look over their shoulder there. That was the number 88. That's Nazrul Azat. Having a look just to see who's coming, and there's plenty. But this is for the podium, so this is going to get pretty serious. Ray Ratakuri up the inside.
Yeah, that was a really nice clean line out of the last bend by Irfan. It gave him a couple of bike lengths as he came out, but now they're on to the long downhill home straight.
But look at this. I mean, really, Andy Mohammed Fadley, that 500 RPM limiter that he's got is certainly, you know, it's working. But as I said, this track, you don't need that. You know, you don't need that extra horsepower. You're always on the side of the tyre. So if you've got to bite the handles.
Yeah, and they can do quite a lot with the mapping, I think.
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously, you know, he's learned to ride that. 3 riders in the class with that rule applied now. It's McLarder, Andy Fadley, and also Mikiyoshi, who still isn't making his way forward. So perhaps he hurt himself in that crash as well.
Possibly, yeah. I've been looking for that number 37, but haven't seen it on the screen at all since the start of the race, in the halfway now.
Yeah, so he's going to be struggling just to get points at this point, but I think, you know, perhaps there is something wrong with the Japanese rider, unfortunately.
Yeah, and looking further down, we've got Rafid Topan. He's sort of stabilised around 7th, 8th position. Nazrul, who's making a really good debut here at Suzuka, he's 9th. And the best of the wild cards here is Nobuteru Sasaki, who's currently in 10th position in front of Piawat Patumyas.
That's really good, but that's really good because this is a hard class to perform well in, because this is probably the most modified of the classes that we have. So you've got to actually have a really well-prepared bike to do a good job here. So I take my hat off to the Japanese riders that have wildcarded here. look at Maklada. She's getting cut up left, right and centre. She really is coming under a lot of pressure. She's normally the one that puts the pressure on.
Yeah, well, it's half distance. She'll be giving it back at some stage if she can.
Rafid Topan, he will not be happy with himself back in the pack there. Pole position, at least he needs a podium.
Yeah, he does, but not to be. But I think we'd all like to see another player up there at the front regularly, and we know the quality of Rafid Topan's Egypto.
Ray Ratakori takes another one into the hairpin. He's good on that line, and it just still amazes me how they get through there. Halfway through the race distance now.
Yeah, good on the brakes.
Maklada.
Who's she got behind her now? That's Ray Ratakori.
Yep, she's tucked in. Ray Ratakori's not going to have it so easy next time around as he strives to get into a podium position, is he? Is he going to wait, or is he going to dive up the inside into turn one? This is where Maklada had her big crash last year. Looks a little bit ginger through there this time around.
You reckon? Yeah.
Well, maybe not. She looked pretty fast.
Yeah, she clipped somehow. She clipped her teammate. It was a disaster for the team.
Yeah, it certainly was, but I would say she's come back stronger this year. She's definitely one of the fastest riders in the field. Definitely got the capability to win this championship.
Yeah, last year she was quick and feisty, but this year there's something else about her. She's got a greater depth of confidence, I'd say, and she really does look and talk like a champion. She
hasn't actually made a mistake this year. She's got 2 DNS, but as you mentioned before this race started, they weren't her fault.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's interesting. Having watched her for a fair few years now, I see that she really has stepped up this year as a proper championship contender, and this really is over the distance of 7 rounds and 14 races. I think it is Fadley and Maklada that will be there at the end.
Well, Ray Ratakuri there is certainly putting the pressure on, looking for a way past. We know how good he is into that final corner, and that is the corner to be good at here at Suzuka, because that will define whether you get that podium or not.
Yeah, his bike looks quick, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but he's also good bike placement. He's very confident in the braking area as well, so you just keep an eye on him. He's smart enough to know that he's probably not going to be able to do too much down this straight, but importantly into that braking zone. Wow, look at that.
Oh, who's this on the screen now? I've forgotten about him.
Andy Fadley. What a lead. 4.2 seconds for him. His fastest lap time of 2:28.8. He is just cruising around now. 2:30.5 last time around for him. Still quicker than everybody else out there.
Yeah, I noticed on the run there down the straight, Ray Ratakuri got shuffled back a little bit. He's come back through, but not close enough to threaten Maklada into the chicane this time around.
She is very, very good on the brakes. She's very, very light. She's got less weight to stop than a lot of the guys out there, and that certainly makes a difference in that braking area, especially when you've got someone with such good perception as Maklada there on the number 44 machine.
Yeah, that's Owen coming up the inside of her there into turn 1. And Irfan on the outside, so she's back into that Astra Honda sandwich. She won't want to stay there for too long.
No, and she goes up
Here
the inside. Great move there. Awan Sanjaya just at the back of that pack. Ray Ratakuri's been knocked back as well. And Awan Sanjaya's there. Irfan Aransaya started from the front row of the grid, back in 5th position at the moment.
Yeah, Ray Ratakuri, he's, I was going to say he was in 3rd place because we've almost forgotten about the guy out of the front, but he's 4th.
Well, yeah, he won't want to finish in 4th, will he?
No, he won't.
So keep an eye on Ray Ratakuri. We know he's good on the brakes, but so is Awan Sanjaya. Tried to make a dive up the inside, couldn't do it there.
Under the bridge, this group go.
Is Maklada fast enough to break this group up? I'm not so sure she is. Ray Ratakuri tries to go around the outside. Can't do it there.
Difficult to get away when you have got the opportunities to slipstream later in the lap, isn't it?
Absolutely. You do all the hard work. Irfan, hard move at Sanjaya up the inside there, but Maklada nice and smooth through the chicane.
Yeah, you can see what her game plan is. It's going to be a difficult one to pull off.
Well, she's strong into that final chicane, so she's going to try and stay in front, but she knows that breaking into the chicane on the last lap, which is only a couple of laps away, she's going to have to give it absolutely everything. If anybody can do it and get through in one piece, it's her.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Steve, about Rd4. He won't want to finish fourth, and we know he's good into that final chicane too.
Yeah, well, neither will Sanjaya either. Another rider that needs to get a good result here. He won't want any of his teammates to be in front of him.
Yeah.
But is that Irfan who's moved himself up now? One of the riders goes wide there. Well, McLeod's lost quite a few spots on that back straight.
Yeah, she has. And that was the penultimate time through that chicane.
That could have been Ferozi on the Yamaha who ran wide. Ferozi doing a great job out there from Indonesia.
So you've got the three Astras there together.
Well, it looks like Andy Fadley's got this one tied up, but the final lap here at Suzuka proves to be a cracker for the final spots on the podium. And it is Irfan Adensaya who takes that second position at the moment. Still a long way to go as everyone's discussing it.
The AP Honda team there.
But it is the number 16 of Irfan Adensaya who is in that second position. Normally we're talking like this for the winner, but the winner is long gone. Kawasaki, Andy Mohamed Fadley, has only got himself to beat. But that's Ray Radicuri who's moved his way forward.
And behind him is Owen. Or is that Lucky?
Well, Ray Radicuri, what a ride he had. We were almost wrote him off a little while ago, but he's got himself up into that third position now, and he has put the hammer down. Meanwhile, Awan Sanjai's made a dive up the inside. Brave move and puts himself up in the third position now. Only his teammate in front of him, and Andy Fadley, who's way up the road. What do you think? Do you reckon Awan Sanjai's going to have a go?
Yeah, I think he will. I think Ray Radicuri's going to attack him. For P3. My money's on
Ray Radicuri there, just sitting in that fourth position. Nobody wants to finish there. We haven't even mentioned McLeod once. Surely she's going to strike.
Yeah, she will. Let's see if she can catch up on this downhill section.
And what about poor old Rafid Topan Shupato, the man who had pole position? He's way off the podium positions back there at the moment. He's so close, but it's unlikely unless he gets an awesome drive onto the start, onto this back straight.
Yeah, not a bad debut on a Honda. We've known him as a Yamaha rider since as long as I can remember.
Everybody taking that line, using the slipstream up the left-hand side of the track. They've all switched to the right. It is the 198 machine. Awan Sanjaya tips it in. You can see how hard. He didn't back off there at all. Irfan's going up the outside there. McLeod's going to be in there somewhere for sure. Ray Radicuri, we know how tight he can go. Oh, they're all hard on the brakes. Radicuri gets through. He can't do it. Sanjaya gets through. Number 108, though. Look at Andy Fadley. He can almost take his hands off the handlebar now. And he comes across and takes an emphatic victory for Kawasaki here in Suzuka, Japan. And that looks like it's Irfan who gets second, and Ray Radicuri celebrating like he gets third, and he does. What a brilliant result for him. Awan Sanjaya just misses out on the podium, as does McLeod. Unfortunately, McLeod in fifth. Thought she might have been a bit stronger than that. Lucky Hendren Sire gets that sixth position, but it could have gone any way, Barry.
Yeah, it could. But the Astra Hondas really gave it their best this time. And we got three of them in the top six. They needed this kind of result. They'd like to win. But Irfan said on the grid something that was interesting. He just referred to the Kawasaki as being a step up, so untouchable. So he'd already beaten himself in a way. So he will see this perhaps as a victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still remember when the Kawasaki made its debut. There was question marks. Is it good enough? Well, I think they've been answered. The Kawasaki is definitely a race-winning machine. It's a championship-winning machine. And when you put a guy like that, Andy Mohamed Fadley, on the new Ninja 250 with the equaliser added, minus 500 RPM. A reminder that 3 bikes only out there with that equaliser, and Andy Fadley is one, Akiyoshi another, and also McLeod. You've got to think that that's an emphatic result for him.
Yeah, definitely. That was a tiebreaker. That's put him clear of McLeod. I haven't done the mental arithmetic yet, but they were both on, I think, 88 points.
Absolutely. No, there's definitely he has jumped forward quite a few points now. And of course, Irfan brilliant second position for him. And, you know, that backs up another good result that he got last time out in Thailand. So he's really coming of age now.
Yeah, I think so. Of those three riders, he's the one that looks just a shade better than the others.
McLarda, wrist off the bars. What do you make of that? She looks physically like she's struggling a little bit there.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't look like she's celebrating, jumping around full of energy. Almost looks like she's carrying some sort of injury there.
Yeah, she wouldn't be celebrating 5th place. I remember the last time she finished 3rd, she looked like she'd lost $1 million.
Well, yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? She normally does a DNF or wins, so unfortunately McLarda doesn't finish on the podium. But Andy Mohamed Fadley takes this one out for Manual Tech KYT Kawasaki Racing, wins by a mile on the Ninja 250. Irfan in second, Ronaldo Ratakuri in 3rd position. Owen Sanjaya takes 4th. McLarda in 5th. 6th is Lucky Henrysaya. 7th is Rafa Topan Superto with his new number. And Piwat Patumas, who we didn't talk about too much, but the other AP Honda rider in 8th position. A good result for Piwat to get that position. In 9th, of course, is Ferozi. In 10th, the Japanese wildcard, Sasaki. Good result for him. Nazrul Izzat. In 11th, 12th was Muzakir Mohammed, and 13th, Izam Ikmal. Tachiko and Busarai didn't do too much back down there in 15th position. 17th was another wild card, Kasai Tanemoto in 18th, Samapol Nilapong in 19th, Shunya Mori in 20th, Kazuki Tomita in 21st, Cheryl Yutzi in 22nd, Mu Nakahara in 23rd, Lu Jimai in 24th, 58 seconds on the Bike Corner Systems KYT Racing Team machine in 24th position. There's more. 25th was another wild card, Keiji Goto. 26th, the number 99, Hazik Zamri. 27th, Stuart Johnson. Sendil Chandrasekaran in 28th. And Ronaldo Rakaturi way back down the field. So we'll have to see what happened with him. But look at how happy they are as the team head into the box. Fujiwara is there, a famous man in his own right, team manager of that KY Manual team. There to see the number 108 as he comes onto the dais. And how happy was Andy Mohamed Fadley when he went in there. The good news is he gets to do it all again tomorrow. So Andy Mohamed Fadley, brilliant job. You've got to say that this team have really clicked it up a gear.
Absolutely. Apart from just getting nudged off pole position this morning in qualifying, he's had it pretty much all going his own way. He dominated free practice. Nobody got within 6/10 of him yesterday in all 3 sessions. And like I said, he just got pipped by Rafid Topan Suchipto for pole position, but my goodness, he ran away with this race.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of like reminds me of Reza Danica last year. I mean, Reza Danica last year with the Astra Honda Racing team, you could almost put your money on that that he was going to be a winner. But right now, let's go and hear from our 3 podium getters. Wheeling, let's hear from you.
Podium here in Suzuka circuit with in the 250cc class. Tough race. Share with us. How was it?
This race very difficult race for me because many bike Honda and Kawasaki very fast. I try consistent lap by lap and then I get number 3 in the last corner. Thank you very much for my team and my family.
Okay, congratulations, Ray, coming in 2nd place today. Irfan Adrian Shah. Irfan, you went back and forth in the 2nd group. You know, you were a little behind and then you caught up and then it was a back. So share with us, how did you manage to finish 2nd?
In the beginning, I make a mistake in the start. I don't know with the clutch or something, but I said, okay, stay calm and then step by step, catch the group and finally to be 2nd place, happy.
Okay, thank you so much, Irfan. And picking his first win here for the weekend is Andy Mohamed Fadley. Fadley, last year we saw you here on the podium. This year you're on the top of the podium and you had a smooth race from start to finish. Share with us, how was it?
Yeah, for this year I'm very happy for
first win in Japan. It's my second home for Kawasaki. I'm so happy for this podium, and also for this championship leader. I make a perfect for this run, and I will do more for tomorrow. And I want to thanks to my team for the hard working, and my family and all my friends to support me. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Fadli. We'll see all 3 riders on the podium.
Well, that was fantastic. I mean, smooth as you like, Andy Fadley. What a brilliant result for him. Irfan says that he didn't get the best of starts. Renato Cristiano, though, good result for him. And what a race it was, this AP 250 race here at Suzuka. Keep an eye on that number 16 machine. Double wheelie off the line. Wasn't the way that he wanted. And Andy Fadley got the best start of them all. Rapid Topan on the number 911. The first time on the Honda for him. Gets a beautiful line from pole position, but gets knocked back. And that was as close as they got to the number 108 machine. Andy Fadley was just in a league of his own in this race. 8 laps, and boy, no one could get anywhere near him. Meanwhile, back in the pack, look at this, as tight as you like, and the way that we like this. Lucky Hendren Sayer thought that was going to be his turn for a podium, but then McLaren struck and went sideways into that chicane. Boy, is that a great overtaking spot at this circuit.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. When you the first time you come up to it, you just don't know how the bikes get through there at racing speeds.
Look at Andy Mohammed Fadley. He had a 2-second lead. He was pulling away a second per lap, which was leaving everybody else in the pack to fight it out. Ray Ratakuri was there. Owen Sanjay was there, McLaren was there, and Rafa Topin was in that pack too. Even one of the wild cards, Nobuteru Sasaki, was right in there on the number 35 machine early on in the race.
Yeah, this was a really absorbing battle. There was, I think, 8 bikes in that group, toing and froing, and particularly watching the contenders like McLaren in particular, and also Ray Ratakuri, who looked right from the start as a rider with intent, podium intent at least.
So good to see the number 44 machine of course, the AP Thailand rider back in action here after the big crash that she had last year. So when we saw her in that podium getting position, we're all pretty happy for her. But it wasn't going to be that way because everybody else wanted to get there too. They couldn't do anything about Fadley way out front though, but it was pretty tight back in the pack. And it was a Honda sandwich, Honda Thailand versus Astra Honda. Braking hard once again, Ray Ratakuri up the inside, and was that Lucky Hendren Sayer, but over the line for the final time. It was the number 108 of Andy Mohammed Fadley taking victory for the first time on the Kawasaki Manual Tech Ninja 250 here.
That was brilliantly executed move by Irfan into that last chicane.
Let's head down to the podium.
Ray Cristiano Ratukore from 1XOX TKKR SAG team. In second place today, Irfan Aryan Shah from Astra Honda Racing Team. And today's race winner, Andy Mohammed Fadli from Manotech KYT Kawasaki Racing. We also like to invite the best team for race 1, Manotech KYT Kawasaki Racing, to join the riders on the podium. And we will now stand for the national anthem of Indonesia. We'd now like to invite Mr. Tetsuo Suzuki, the Honorary President of Motorcycle Federation of Japan, to present the riders with the trophy. Coming in third place today from Indonesia, Ronaldo Crisanto Ratucore. In second place from Indonesia, Arfan Adriansyah. And today's AV250 Race 1 winner from Indonesia, Andi Muhammad Fadli. And today's Best Team Award goes to Manotech KYT Kawasaki Racing. We'll now have a group photography session.
Well, there we have it. What a fantastic result with your winners on the grid there. Impressive stuff to see those guys. Andy Mohammed Fadli, of course, taking that win, and what a brilliant result it was for him and his first here at Suzuka, especially Kawasaki. How happy must they be? Well, this is the championship results now. 111 points. That's pretty handy for Andy Mohammed Fadli. Muklada in second position now, 97 points. She loses out in that battle, but there's more tomorrow, don't worry about. Irfan in 84 in third position. Awan Sanjay sits in fourth. Akiyoshi drops down to fifth in the championship now. Tachiko Mbusarai needs to find something for tomorrow. Sixth for him. Lucky Hendritsaya, good result. Seventh. Eighth for Ferozi on the Yamaha. Good result there for the YZF25 machine. So that's pretty impressive stuff. Well, that was a great 250 race. Stay with us though. We're going to have a break, and then after the break, we'll be back with the 600s.